Hi and welcome to the channel. Well, I've got the old issues with the KTM again. What was happening was every morning I went out, the thing was dead, completely dead. I had to use a jump pack to revive the lithium battery, and then it would have about 9 volts. So I'd get it started, it would run fine all day. Park it up overnight, come out the next morning, the battery management system had switched the battery off again, and I had to go through that process. But when I was switching the battery back on with the jump pack, it was only holding 9 volts, so there's something wrong there. Anyway, so I got another battery, and I'll explain how I got this one. This is actually, I took the old one back to the shop because it's only 2 months old, and they gave me this one. SSB, it's usually a better make, so we'll see how that goes very shortly. So let's have a look at this battery. Let's in this, I'll show you exactly what it is and what the issue is. Now I might as well take the whole seat off. Saves a lot of hassle. There we go. So here we go. Let's have a look at this battery. I'll disconnect the earth first. Because what I'm going to do is, the guy in the shop, I took the battery back. What was happening was every night the battery would switch off through the night, which meant every lithium battery has a management system in it, and this management system manages the battery. What it does is it checks the voltage, makes sure the amps is everything, and if something goes wrong with it that's going to damage the battery, like a parasitic draw or something like that, the management system actually switches the battery off, so nothing can happen to it. It's a safety thing that they've put into lithium batteries, for motorbikes anyway. And you can tell it's got that if it's got a wee digital bit on the top with a test button, so you can test it. If it's got that, it's got a management system, so the chances of your battery going on fire are few and far between. But sometimes that management system, sometimes it can mess around with the battery, and I think with this one, I think that's what was wrong. The battery has a fault for some reason, and I think it's maybe because of the management system. I don't know, but we'll check it. And one of the things I want to check, just to be on the safe side, is that the bike hasn't got a parasitic draw. Parasitic draw means that the bike is actually taking power out of the battery while it's sitting dormant. It could be some electrical issues causing it to do that, and it's draining the power out of the battery, and then the management system would shut the battery off. I don't know if I've got a parasitic draw, but I'm going to show you how to test it before I actually take this battery off. Now, I forgot to say, this isn't the battery that gave me problems. The battery that gave me problems, it was the same make, full bat, and it was the same size battery, but had black round the front with green on the top. This actually happens to be a battery that I had in the KTM previously, and it started losing a bit of voltage, and it was causing the electrics to go a bit haywire, you know, with warning lights coming on and stuff. So anyway, we'll stick this to volts. Now that's dry cell voltage, and we'll just test this battery to see what it's like. I'll try and set that up so you can see it. Put the earth on, put the live on. Right. This is going a bit funny. Hang on. Right, so I've gave up trying to do it with this battery, because this was the original battery I had in the KTM, and I replaced this one 2 months ago because this battery just yeah, it was losing its charge sometimes, and it might have been the battery management systems. If that's the case, then this is my charging wire. It goes to my charging plug. Get that out of the way. So on the top of this one, oops, you can press the tester. See, the battery's dead, absolutely dead. Red light's on. So it's only letting out about 3 or 4 volts to the bike, and this has been sitting overnight. So what I'm going to do is get the new battery. I'll put that on, and we'll see if there's a problem with that one. So here we go, I've got my new battery. Now, first thing I always do with a new battery is write the date. So it's the 31st, the 7th, 25. That way I know when I installed that battery. I bought it yesterday on the 30th. Well, I had it exchanged on the 30th. So now, because these lithium batteries are so much smaller compared to the lead acid, you get these blocks, and you can clip them on your battery like that, just to give you a bit more height. You get 3 blocks to get they're all the same height. Yeah, it must be. Oh, my screwdriver's too thick. I'll get on with that, I'll be back in a second. And other side. Here. Now, all I need to do is pop the battery in here. So, before I actually gear this battery up, I'll just make sure that the volts are okay. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there you go, 13.20 volts. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. I've got a light. .20 volts DC. So that's fine. So the battery is good. I'll just switch that off just now. Now we're going to check for a parasitic draw. What I need to do is put one of these in here to get the earth straps on. The screwdriver to screw that in. There we go. And the earth lead is on. Now, I'll put the lives together, but I won't screw on the battery. Not yet. There we go. Just to hold it together. Yeah. That's just tight holding that together. I don't want it on the battery yet. So I'll sit it just next to it. Now, to do a test for parasitic draw, we'll turn this on. What you need to do, see this red one, it's at volts, hertz, etc., ohms. You need to move that live one to here where it's amps, milliamps. Okay, so you put that over here, like that. I'll put a light on so as you can see. Yeah. You might see it easier. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So you put it to there, and then here's all your amps, milliamps, and that's is it microamp, nanoamps or something that's even smaller. So you'd want milliamps, because I mean it shouldn't be drawing amps from the bike. Milliamps is what it draws, and normally a bike will draw about 7 or 8 milliamps, but it ain't much. So what you do, I'll prop this up so as you can see it. Maybe, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll prop it up anyway. Okay, so what you do is you put your earth on your earth. Oh no, sorry, no you don't. I'm lying, I'm forgetting what I'm doing. What you do is you put your live on your live terminal, then you put your earth on there. It's not drawing much. It's 0.083, so 0.07, 0.08, 0.09, that would be your normal for your milliamps. So I would say this doesn't have a parasitic draw, which is good news, good news. Anyway, let's get this battery installed. I'll just switch this over again. Is that one tight? That one's tight. Right, I've got all these screws and stuff out the way. So, let's see how she goes. So first thing, let's make sure the ignition comes on. Awesome. Now it'll probably ask me to set the clock. So clock. Oh, SCU failure. Bloody hell. So clock. And that's that done. Right, so we'll see if it starts. Easy. Now let's check the battery to see how it copes with cranking amps. So that's the new battery in, just in case you were wondering what it was. It's an SSB Power Sport Lithium ultralight. Guaranteed for 12 months. The one that I had in, this was the original one I put in. It lasted about 1.5 years. Full bat lithium. It's the right one for the bike. 350 cranking amps. Lasted 1.5 years, and then I started getting error codes coming up, and I thought that's the battery, and fair enough it was. It just wasn't putting up enough cranking amps and it was losing power. So I went and bought a new one in May, and that was the new one gave up. So as far as full batteries go, nah, didn't touch them. If you want to get a battery, get a branded one, SSB. I mean, they've been proven time and time again. And just to let you know, the full battery was, what was it, $260 odd. The SSB one, AMX price, $219.95, cheaper. So yeah. Anyway, something else to show you, back in a second. So I've got the next project set up, and this is where I'm going to ask anybody that's in the know. Got a Ford Ranger. It's a diesel. It's a XLT. I think it's a 3.2. Is it? Duratorque Ford. Yeah, 3.2. I'm sure it is. So the transmission went with my son-in-law, and when I say went, I mean it didn't start slipping or knocking or rattling or anything. It just stopped working, just completely dead. So I'm trying to fathom out what it is. He dropped the sump off, changed the transmission coolant, put new fluid back in, nothing's working. So I've had my tester on it, and it doesn't come up with any error codes. It's like there's nothing wrong with the transmission, but it doesn't work. So There's two things. One is resetting the module, no the ECU module, but there's another module for the transmission. So I'm going to set that, see what it's like. And if I don't have any joy with that, then it might be the torque converter, not the torque converter, but the plate that's on the torque converter. There's a plate welded to it and the studs go through the flywheel. And it has been known for these to shear. So this plate spinning around on the flywheel and it's not attached to the torque converter because the weld bursts. That is the second. To me, that's what it sounds like, because the drive just stopped. There was no slipping, whining, crunching, nothing. The transmission just stopped altogether. So I think it might be that. Not 100% sure, but it might be that. Anyway, this is going to be the next project I'm going to look at. I'll probably get round to that next week. Because I've got quite a few things to do at the moment. So anyway, that's it for today. Again, I've got these to do next. I said I was going to be doing this next, but however, the transmission on this Ranger's got to be done. So that's it. I think everything's done for now. I'll test it that KTM tomorrow morning. Come out, start it up, make sure it's okay. It's not got a parasitic draw. I mean, it's drawing amps, but it's not drawing that much. You know, it's 0.004 or something. So I was at 8, I can't remember, but it's not drawing much. So yeah, I don't think it was the bike that was killing the battery. Anyway, there's my wife. She's shouting at me that my tea's ready, so I better get away. And yeah, short video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.